What's up, guys? This is your boy Metahuman Macaluco, and today we're gonna be doing something once again a little bit differently. Um, so what we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna do my very first interview, and the person I'm choosing to interview today is none other than Anthony LoGatto. Who is Anthony LoGatto? He is also more famously known as A-Log. Now, whether you know him for being famous or infamous, A-Log has been a huge lolcow staple on the internet for many, many, many years. For those who don't know, he actually is one of the first to rival with that of Chris Chan. And tonight, we're going to meet up at game night. I'm going to interview him, get his insight, get his perspective. We'll see what happens. We'll see what he says. I've personally known Anthony for quite some time. I'm going to be frank with y'all. I've known Anthony for about since 2019 or 2020, about 4 years. I used to work with Anthony at a car wash at one point, as a supervisor. Funny how that works out. So, regardless of that, I mean, you guys can look that up. It's all over the internet. You know, there's no sense in hiding it. We both used to work at Rising Tide for quite some time, and over the years, I've actually developed quite a friendship with him. You know, seeing him at some of the same anime conventions I go to and what have you. Um, and I am familiar with the shenanigans. Yes, you know, I've brushed up. I've seen every article in Kiwi Tapes and Encyclopedia Dramatica and what have you. But I think the aim of tonight's conversation is to see a much more lighter side than what the internet tries to describe of him, if that makes sense. You know, I don't want to come in here and outright disrespect the man, you know, but we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, shout out to Anthony for even taking the time to do this interview with me. Please, no trolling, no harassing. Don't come after this guy. That's all I can ever ask for. But yeah, let's go to game night and we'll get a few drinks in and ask him some questions and set sail from there. All right, guys, it should be no secret that I've had a Teespring website for quite some time now, so you can cop your Metahuman Macaluco shirts on said website. Right now, it is 20% off every single product and item I have there, as long as you type in the promo code Metahuman underneath the order summary down below. Get your stuff to get that today. Get your Metahuman merch. Get your Metahuman swag. And honestly, guys, the support would be great. But other than that, let's keep rocking, and we'll see you all in game night.
Hey,
Thank you for coming on.
I feel great. It's great to be here, man.
I appreciate you taking the time to have this interview with me.
Oh, definitely.
So, Anthony, I want you to do me a favor.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me kind of like your life story, how you got started, your passions, your career, how everything skyrocketed from there, and all the ups and downs that you've had within the last 36 years of your life?
39.
39 years of your life. My apologies, brother.
It happens. Although I don't look it. I mean, a lot of people say I still look 16. Like I have a date, age today over 16, as they say.
I wouldn't say 16, I'd say 24.
That's you.
But anyway, what got you started into, what career did you set off first? Voice acting or music?
Well, I've always wanted to. Was always interested in doing like voiceover work from a lot of the cartoons that that have inspired me as a kid. A lot of voice actors I've liked as a kid as well. I've always wanted to work with, from like the union dubs or like the anime dubs. Well, I mean, union work, animated dubs, and all that. And
Okay,
Celebrity
so
Deathmatch.
I'm sorry to cut you off. So are you already part of the SAG after?
No, unfortunately, no. I'm still trying to figure out my way into it.
Okay, I got you. So what voice acting work have you done so far?
Let's see. Some of the voice acting work I've done a couple for some video games that have one video game that was a little bit, took a while for me to get footage for, like, for reference material was I did a voice character named Andre Barros
engine running, like the lights on.
I'm sorry, Andre who?
Andre Barros for like an interplanetary explorer game.
So
it's
he's
on
the
my-
name of the character, or this is the name of the game?
The name of the character.
Okay.
One of the NPCs I played.
Okay.
The
So you
name of
get
it-
royalties off that?
I got paid about $40. That was one of my first gigs in a couple of years.
But you don't get royalty checks.
No, I'm not sure if I would be able to be. I haven't figured out if I would do like royalty checks. This is an online game and all.
Okay.
Some other stuff some original stuff I've also done. I've done like Cone Boy and various other characters in the Kratora series, which is kind of like a mix of like Pokemon and Pixels in a way. I've also done some comic dubs, and one of the comic dubs that has actually helped gain me some popularity recently was a production I did for a webcomic I like called Emmy the Robot.
Emmy the Robot.
Yeah.
Now, is this available on YouTube? Or what platforms is this available on?
Well, the comic dub itself, episode 1 so far, and 2 commercials I made for it, are available on my YouTube page, Audible 1985. Audible is LoGatto spelled backwards, of course.
Okay.
And
So you're cool with me putting your channel link down in my description?
oh, definitely.
Okay.
And there you go. At the time I posted it up, I had about 897 views. A lot of the stuff I did beforehand, some other stuff I did by myself, didn't get that much. Didn't give me that much subscribers. I mean, so like a mix of like some comic dubs, some commentary on like what's going around in pop culture and wrestling and all that. When I got the comic dub up, it got me like even a bigger subscriber count. Like I
Okay.
never,
So because you decided to take on this project with a team, it's helped you grow as a content creator?
yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, I certainly felt it helped me out redeem myself in the eyes of most people on the internet.
Now, getting to that subject, and if you're comfortable telling me the story, what was your beef with Chris Chan? How did that come about?
Well, I first heard about Chris Chan on in sort of a roundabout way. There was a video done by Random DC that was a parody of it called Unoriginal. So like a parody of the Sonic Shoe webcomic that Chris Chan did. And to be personally, I still think it's like one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard for a webcomic. And the art style hasn't improved from what I've been seeing. And
Well,
the
the
parody
guy's
is,
pretty depraved, so...
I know, it's sort of like fucked up in the head. We didn't even know how fucked up he was until like later on.
We gotta be careful with our verbiage.
I know, but I think only like the first minute or so, like you could be able to bleed things out. And then after that, you'd be able to let the bird fly, so to speak. So that video from DC and a response video done by Lily Livers, who is now voice actress, who's now as a voice actress herself, Tiana Camacho, did a rant about Sonic Shoe and how dumb that of an idea that was. I didn't pay it no mind other than how stupid it was at first. Then I heard on like the guy's Encyclopedia Dramatica page that he did like a sex tape, and I thought, dude, you gotta be like that stupid to do something to humiliate yourself online like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and with a blow-up doll, no less. That was, I think, my first commentary video. No, wait. My first commentary video was him humping a PlayStation 3. I mean, humiliating yourself on the internet.
So in your definition, would you say he's more of a lolcow or a horror cow?
In the beginning, he's a lolcow, but horror cow later on. So like when the idea guys and other people got to him, that kind of warped his view. And I do apologize for saying this, but I know that some people are going to agree or disagree with me. I understand that when Chris Chan became trans, I was still questioning it over this. Wait, this guy has been homophobic for years against gay people, trying to dodge claims of him being gay for years.
So you dislike the hypocrisy is what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? That's fair. I can't disagree with that, because there are individuals who become trans for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
Versus the natural feeling that they feel about themselves.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just doing it for attention, that's wrong. If you're just doing it to get into the women's pants, it's wrong. If you're doing it to avoid, like, getting arrested in a different state, that's wrong.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's still complicated, but again,
It's a plethora thing. It's not just one set thing that caused this beef to kind of like boil down.
yeah, not to mention, yeah, because again, the guy was just like so moronic. I just can't help but be several other people on the internet, follow him. But then a lot of people also found out a couple of skeletons and hypocrisies in my closet. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a better writer than him, but it's sort of like when it comes to sort of like what Chrissy Boy was talking about when it comes to sex. I think I might have a little bit more like what to watch when it comes to the adult, erotic art, so to speak. It's sort of like I know a little bit better because I've actually seen it. I've seen it up close. So again, how do I say it? I don't shield my eyes whenever the guy's on screen. I'm more like, damn man, I was only that big. I mean, it's sort of like it's not gonna turn me gay if I if I see Randy West with another woman.
Oh my god.
It's not gonna turn me gay. And somebody would have at least told him that, but no, he's sort of like he hasn't been given that good parentage,
Okay, I got you. A-logging. Where did that come from?
That was sort of like based on my nickname of A-Log.
Okay. Have you seen the Urban Dictionary version of your name?
Oh yeah, that was the first thing. I think that was sort of like the first piece of online hatred that was against me. My dad actually did find out he wanted to kick the guy's ass, but I told him that's
The
going
thing
to be
about
impossible.
Urban Dictionary, it's one of those websites where you can actually remain anonymous and post whatever word you want. I mean,
Yeah.
anyone can post any word, and it could mean something stupid. So, Urban Dictionary is cool to a certain extent, especially if you're, trying to figure out certain lingo when you're in different areas. But a lot of it also has gotten really stupid too, because people have taken like random people's names and just like put something derogatory next to it.
Yeah.
But as far as like the actual term of A-logging, have you witnessed another individual be dubbed an A-log in a negative connotation?
Some people I've seen up on the Kiwi farms being mentioned sort of like certain A-logs, like on Citizen being referred to as an A-log to Hugh Hefner. It's sort of a little bit mind-boggling to me. So like, I'm thinking about since they use like A-log and sort of like having this humongous hatred towards someone who was considered a lolcow, who was considered like harmless. So like having that much of a beef to the point of sort of like threatening their life. And looking back now, I do regret my actions on like how I've done many of my old Christian commentaries on my old YouTube channel, A-Log TV. Yeah, and I can understand why I got falsely flagged to death. And yeah, I will admit, I think I did get hacked for like all of my for most of my
So were
passwords
you
back then.
copyright struck?
False
Or-
flagged, most likely.
So what does that exactly mean?
Some people sort of like be able to false flag, sort of like mass reporting, like a video to try to get the channel taken down.
Okay. And since then, you haven't really dealt with any trolls within the last year or two, or do you still get an active troll every now and then?
Sometimes, I mean, after the comic dupper Emmy, the robot, I think I got a contact with a few of them that actually said I did a good job.
Okay.
I mean, and before all that, there's sort of like I think I told you about this guy before, this one guy that tried to attack me on like Twitter.
Claymore?
Well, him and another guy, so like I refer to him as the obscene Stephen King.
Okay.
And he did find my email address and so like I can't remember the exact email right now, but I do remember when he called me at the end. He called me like a Neanderthal or a troglodyte, but sort of like oh wow, you compare me to a caveman. And also he tried to at least like call me out for like some hypocrisies over like saying I have a porn addiction when it comes to sort of like anything Rule 34 related, or sort of like joke about anything of the sort. And so like, dude,
But do you think, and I'm in no way trying to disparage you, but this is a very honest question.
Okay.
Do you think it helps your case when you actually do post certain artwork on your Twitter page?
I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. I mean, some of the characters I created that that others have drawn for me have gotten like a lot of likes, so a lot of people like them.
Okay, I can understand that.
And back to Steven when he was harassing me on Twitter, the guy then blocked me before I had a chance to block him. And
So that's a blessing in disguise.
yeah, I mean the guy blocked me. I mean the guy's like a bitch. That's like a bitch move.
Honestly, that is kind of a bitch move. You're not wrong, brother. But other than the online experience, you never had any like trolls come up to you in person and try and harass you in person?
No, some of them actually I met, and some people I met that have heard about me, talk to me in conventions, and we actually have like a good conversations.
Okay.
And a lot of them sort of like having feelings sort of like I'm not as bad as what
What the internet said.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So that's what I was trying to say earlier before I came out to meet you. I was trying to say the whole reason for this conversation was because I wanted to show the world a much more fun, lighter side of you. You know, that isn't necessarily depraved or written by trolls. You know, but going back to conventions, what were your favorite conventions that you've been to for like the last several years?
Oh, let's see. I know there was some from New York I loved back when I was living in there.
Anime in New York City?
Yeah, let's see. I have this is before Anime in New York City and Anime NYC was a thing. There used to be like conventions like the Big Apple Festival. Oh, sorry, Big Apple Anime Festival. There was the Big Apple Festival for like comics and other stuff. Let's see. There was also Anime Next in New Jersey. My favorite.
Anime X in New Jersey?
Anime Next.
Anime Next.
Yeah, I apologize for my what's the word, enunciation issues, but I'm trying to work on them.
Okay.
Let's see. Another favorite con I liked back in my days in New York was the New York Anime Festival.
Okay.
This was before it got melded into the New York Comic Con.
Okay.
I actually was able to go to some of these conventions later on in college when I was doing my radio show back in college radio, back at WSIA.
Okay.
And I've been using my show to also get like press badges for when I was down here. I mean, anime is one of my earlier favorites back when I came down here.
Okay.
Then it was SuperCon. And Otaku Fest is also one of my favorites down here too.
Yeah, Otaku Fest is actually getting massive. It's only been getting more massive
Wow,
each every year.
Wow, it's been here for like what, 4 or 5 years, I think.
At least. I only got the chance to go to the second or third one.
Yeah, I wasn't able to go to the one this year because of financial issues earlier.
Don't feel bad. I haven't really been able to go to many cons myself. I'm lucky enough to even go to Anime EY this year.
Yeah.
But so you've been to conventions in New York, New Jersey, and Florida. Is there any other state that I'm missing out?
That's all.
That's all. So you've only
Well, actually, correction. The only other convention I've been to outside of those 3 would be in Chicago for the Funny Music Festival or Funk Fest.
Okay.
Which is,
but that's not really an anime festival.
Yeah, but it's more like a funny comedy music festival. I've been there twice for the 2019 and 2021.
Okay.
When it used to be in Chicago, they moved into like Akron, Ohio for to run alongside another convention called Con and Macabre. I'm still planning on want to go this year, but unfortunately a friend of mine bailed out because he doesn't want to be in the same room with leftists. It's a little bit of a long story there.
Oh god. Okay.
And then don't worry, the guy's a centrist, by the way. So he sort of like thinks everybody's equal.
I won't press the issue on him. That is a one-on-one conversation I'll have with him at some point in the future. But so have you made any musical-based connections while at some of the musical festivals you've been to? And to further add on to that conversation, is there any favorite concerts you've been to?
Well, the only other concert I remember going to, thanks to WSIA, was going to see Weird Al Yankovic in New Jersey.
Okay, and how was that?
Oh, that was great. I actually got to meet him sort of like in the VIP room and had posed with him and had a picture with him.
Oh, dude, that's so sick.
Yep, it's up on my Facebook page.
Okay. I'll have to check that out later. Let's see, what else?
And for the music, I know back to Funk Fest, it's sort of like I've been connected with several of the comedy artists that I played. Unfortunately, one I have to sort of like disassociate myself when recent news of illegal activities came about.
Okay. Well, you don't have to describe them. Okay, I don't want you guys
For the sake of the viewer's sanity, of course.
Well, I don't want to get anyone indicted.
Exactly.
That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. What was I gonna say next? But going back to my first question, because I asked you about favorite concerts before I even got a chance to let you answer. Have you gotten a chance to meet any connections through some of these festivals? You know, gotten a chance to appear on other people's radio shows or collab with
No,
other
unfortunately.
people?
No, unfortunately, I haven't been able to, but I wish I could.
So, do you think that at some point that's something you would want to attempt? You know, maybe make some business cards or
Oh, definitely. I just got to get
or
the
some
money for it.
stickers?
Oh, definitely. I've just got to get the money for it. I know my sister has like a bit of a sticker machine back at her place. She might be able to help me with the stickers there. For the business cards, I might have to pay like what, $10 for like 100.
Well, what I would recommend is Vistaprint.
Oh, that's the one.
Vistaprint helps a lot. That's literally, dude, I'm telling you. Probably have like 4 of these from my party.
Oh, definitely.
But you can go ahead and keep these.
Yeah. All right. Got to promote them.
But anyway. So, with Chris Chan kind of being on the rise and relevant again with his whole situation and the body footage.
Oh,
body
yeah, I
cam
heard
footage
it.
coming out. Yeah, dude. Isn't that insane how like all the trolls just came and started harassing this guy while he was
Yeah,
getting
Ethan
arrested?
Ralph. Yeah, I saw the video that Ethan Ralph made prior to the release of that one.
Oh man,
It's just seeing it both sides is just insane.
it is. But does it feel good knowing that one of your earliest ops from the very beginning of your career has finally been taken down?
Well, sort of. It's just so like I thought he was actually going to be going to jail, actually being punished, but one day when they said that he was released, that so like, deflated the wind from my sails a bit. But the guy has pretty much like a criminal record now.
Yes, a very serious criminal record.
Mhm.
It's not like a misdemeanor or anything. Like he committed a whole felony, an assault.
Yeah.
So let's not dig deep too much into that.
Right.
Aside from anime and music, what are your other passions? Do you like wrestling?
Oh, I've been a big fan of pro wrestling full time since 1993. I can at least tell you so like a lot of moments I remember as a kid.
Okay.
I still remember I still remember seeing Bret Hart facing off against like Owen Hart in the beginning of WrestleMania 10, and also facing off against and regaining the title against Yokozuna later that night in Wrestle. And I still remember the casket match at Royal Rumble earlier that year. And I know a lot of people might have gripes with what I'm about to say, but I don't think '95 was that bad of a year for the WWF. I mean, it was bad for WCW.
I was an infant, so I wouldn't know.
I'm just sort of like educating the viewers here a little bit. And so, again, the Attitude Era, I had my likes and dislikes about it. I mean, worried about getting my butt kicked for watching some of the more seedier things. But hey, it was so cool to see guys like Mankind, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and many others sort of like kicking ass all over. And again, a thing I still miss about like the old days wrestling, so like with the competition, so like WWF, WCW, and before WCW went out of business, ECW was also getting hot too with the extreme side.
Right.
And
New Jack was probably one of my favorites.
Oh,
from
yeah.
ECW.
Yeah, one of my
Boy
other
was
favorites is
snowed out. That boy went sledding at least once every fucking night.
yeah. You probably so like we went skiing down some fresh powder. If you get my drift. And I still remember some of the other crazy guys over at ECW. Like,
Now, have you personally been to a match yourself?
let's see, I've been to a couple of house shows as a kid. I've been to sort of like two live events over at AEW here in Miami,
Okay.
and also one other.
Now, how are those events?
Oh, AEW for All Elite.
Yeah.
Well, so like a really
They
The
have
wrestling
that one at the Heat Stadium?
No, I don't think it was at the Heat Stadium. I know the one that's in like Miami. So, and then they had one over at where the Panthers play.
Okay.
And
So you're talking about what's now Amerit Stadium, the Sunrise Stadium.
yeah,
Okay.
and let's see if I can remember correctly. So like the crowd was sort of like a lot over, and me and my friends actually did see it sort of like been around sort of like a lot of moments of certain people debuting in AEW, like Malachi Black making his debut, was the former Aleister Black, and one other event that over at the former BB&T Center, where we saw like Roderick Strong made his debut.
Okay, I got you.
And I think if you look closely, sort of like in one of the matches, so like me and my friends were a little bit like way up in like the camera shot. I even posted it up on my Facebook. I was holding like a sign that said MJF is a schlemiel.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you can still make it out, even though sort of like, but you can make out the the old Joseph Joestar T-shirt I was wearing. Like, oh my god!
Well, I'm gonna have to dig deep for that one. Or at least, you know, I have a time crunch, but I'll try and find that.
Oh, definitely.
But other than that, going back to the voice acting, what are your thoughts and opinions on AI?
Yeah, the AI stuff. I am not too keen on it, so like I can understand if it's to help out, so like, you know, fix certain voices, but to replace actual voice actors with a computer that hasn't even been like, still in its infancy. I mean, I've seen some projects, some like online that have like, you know, for let's say Rick Sanchez or Rick and Morty having someone having it be voiced by an AI Rick.
Right.
So like it just doesn't even sound right. I mean, it feels sort of like many of these producers are going like the cheap route of sort of like, if you're not going for like these talent that has been sort of like a little bit more political, a little bit more outspoken, a little bit more controversial, you can pretty much say screw it, we'll just have the robots do the work. I also kind of feel like sometimes I've been trying to get my foot in the door for years, and I fear that AI is going to screw me and everybody else over. It's sort of like, I apologize again for many people that are viewing this. I feel like God's pretty much looking down on me, go like, now let's see what get a career.
But don't you think that's a selfish way of thinking to an extent? Because it's not just you who's suffering. There's many people who are also in the voice acting industry who are also getting, you know, what's the word? They're not able to put their foot in the door because of AI.
Yeah, I feel for them too. Don't get me wrong, I feel for them too.
So, other than that, any other future endeavors that you haven't planned, or are those secret for now?
Well, I'm still trying to get in the voice acting range. I can either go back to New York or go to Texas so I can at least get my foot in the door for the anime and try to at least get my official start there.
Okay.
And I know some people want me to stay here, but again, I understand that. But again, I'm going to be 40 years old next year. I wouldn't be considered a spring chicken anymore. And I know a lot of people have like, you know, that life begins again at 40. Maybe that's so like, you know.
Listen, I'm about to be 30 next year. Everyone's been giving me the whole spiel, you know, especially with the last several things I've been going through like these last few months.
Mhm.
So I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. This emphasis is so like the whole, you got to start young. You got to start with, got to do things, you know, right away. So like you have to do it in your youth.
Yes.
But sometimes you got to at least try to grow a little bit more before, get more seasoning, so to speak, in order to get yourself know a little bit more better before you go in.
I got you. Alrighty.
But hey, with remote casting, hopefully I could be in your anime soon.
Agreed. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for your time. I think I'm going to wrap everything up from here. I think I've asked everything I wanted to ask. I feel
definitely.
satisfied.
Mhm.
I will leave it up to you though. Is there anything you want to say to your audience or the audience? Any advice you want to give? Anything you want to say before I completely cut off the camera?
Well, I would like to say this, and let me face the camera by me. No matter what anybody says, no matter what you've done in life that's so like dumb, stupid, or idiotic that you've done in your past life, know that you can be able to redeem yourself because you got one thing. If you got that one thing that could be able to give that 1-2 punch of goodness, that could help redeem yourself in the eyes of many people, like it did with this comic dub I'm doing. And episode 2 is still in production, so it's in the video, hopefully the video editing stage. I sent it to my guy, and hopefully you'll be able to catch it in a month or so.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Anthony.
All right.
Ah, shit. There we go.
All right.